like, it's like we can only concentrate on like one thing at a time.
One. Like
one. That's why like when we go shoe shopping.
We're on.
Oh, well, still shoe shopping.
Shoes. Shoes are the most awesomest invention ever.
Right? They're so pretty.
I have so many. Anyway, hi.
Hello. How are you doing, sweetie?
What?
So how you doing?
I am insane and getting ready for school to start so that I can have a more regimented schedule again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, 4 kids. 1 high schooler, 1 middle schooler, 2 elementary schoolers. I'm ready for it to start. Bring it.
Right?
Yeah. But it'll be fun.
Oh, I hope so.
1 more weekend of freedom for the kids. And then my freedom begins. So, Woo! Anyway.
Hey, mommy freedom!
I can drink in the afternoon! No, wait. Oh, no, I can't do that. I have carpool.
Right. Right. No, you gotta wait till you get home, and then you can start.
True.
True.
So anyway, go ahead, Miss Sparkles. What are we doing tonight?
Did you read that article that I forgot who put it out there? In all honesty, I don't care. That rape culture is everywhere in movies.
I did. I was unaware until it was brought to my attention that Lloyd Dobler of Say Anything is a stalker, obsessive, controlling guy. I didn't realize that until I read this article, and then I was like, well, duh, he wasn't being romantic. He was clearly keeping her in line.
Oh, yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
Or
not, whatever.
Right, because, that's what I got from that movie is he was just a creepy looking, just a creepy dude. He wasn't creepy looking, he was just creepy.
Creepy. Totally in love with her, like moved glass out of the way for her, treated her with the utmost respect, was just devastated when she was like, I need to focus on my life instead of this relationship because it confuses me and it makes me sad that I'm going to leave you, so I'm just going to leave you before I leave you, and then he was sad. And I'd be sad too if I were him because he loved her. And she loved him. I could quote the movie backwards and forwards. It's one of my favorites. So
I have never seen it all the way through.
You have homework, Missy. You have homework.
Yes,
that movie, Tear. Oh, it's so good. It's one of my favorite romantic comedies, which I guess means that I like being repressed by menfolk.
Yes, because anybody that knows you knows that you are just a weak woman. You don't stand up for yourself at all.
No, never have, never will. No, and I just whatever my husband says, I say yes, dear.
Oh yeah, and you're constantly in the kitchen. You're barefoot. You've been pregnant 500,000 times.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never have an independent thought ever.
Nope. No original thoughts at all.
No. Because if it wasn't for men, what would we be?
Lost, apparently.
I know, I'm lost all the time.
No, because modern feminism, if we didn't have men, we would be, I guess, better off, smarter, more capable, and the world would be nicer. if we could like just dominate all the men, right?
Okay, but here's my thing.
Mm.
I like having guys around because they do the jobs I don't want to do. Like, I'm okay doing some things, like with tools and power tools and, mechanic type stuff. I'm okay with some of that. But there's other things, no, I don't want to. Like, when it comes, here's the thing. As stupid as this sounds, I really hate doing, like, the wasp nest removal thing. I will gladly hand that over to a guy. I can do it. I have done it. I don't want to. Tomorrow I have to go up on my roof to fix it. I'd rather have a guy do it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd rather have anybody on God's green earth do it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I like having my husband around because he does things like take out the garbage.
Wait, guys can take out garbage?
They can. In fact, my husband is really good at it, and I won't go so far as to say that he likes to do it, but we didn't like sit down and say, you're going to do these chores and I'm going to do these chores. We just sort of divided things, and that kind of fell into his category. And he kills bugs for me. Occasionally I have to because he's not home, and that's not good. I do laundry. I make sure that the kids are all taken care of and whatnot. So I guess we're kind of a 1950s couple in the sharing of the household duties. But I don't. What's going on right now, this is not for my husband. He's not even home. I'm not even going to see him tonight. He didn't even see this happen. This is because I'm going out with my girlfriends later, so that's why this is going on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put in quite as much effort. Not that I don't love our viewing audience and you, Miss Sparkles, but just it's a lot of work to look this good. So
I would like to see the same, but let's face it, how can you improve on on perfection here?
Right, exactly. I mean, it's really hard to improve on that.
Right. It is. It's hard.
So,
anyway,
yeah.
Back to the husband takes out garbage and kills bugs for you.
Mm-hmm.
How does one acquire a husband? Because I would like some help with the household chores around here, because I'm finding it a little difficult to keep up just getting after myself.
Well, I don't really know because mine just sort of happened. I didn't actively seek him out. We met at 3 o'clock in the morning at a Perkins, so I thought he was cute. I told the hostess as much. She told him. He came and sat at our table, and we talked, and then when I went up to pay my bill, he got my phone number. He stood behind me online with pen and paper, cleared his throat so I would turn around and ask for my number. So,
that's smooth.
It was so smooth. Yeah, I mean, and you've met my husband, so you understand that he's just like he's like 007 smooth. So, yeah, the one thing I will say is, with how I met my husband, about 2 weeks before I met him, I wrote down deal breakers or non-negotiable items, I guess, that I was looking for in a mate, and I wrote them all down on a piece of paper, and I put it in my wallet, and I just sort of left it there, and I didn't find it again or really look at it again until right before we got married. And when I pulled it out, I was like, well then, thank you, God. Okay, so I just put my order down, left it to you. You found him. Thank you. So that's how that happened. I went through a lot of frogs before I found a prince, though. I will tell you that much. Oof. Some men are just not worth the time.
No. I think I work with a lot of those guys, to tell you honest truth. And the sad thing is, they're already married.
Well, see,
Doesn't
that
stop
may be
them,
why,
though.
though. You know, they're already
Well,
married. They don't have to try.
but they are. Okay, here's the thing. Here's a little tidbit into my personal life. They try with me. Oh,
Oh.
look, there's a tan line. No. I saw your wife at the company picnic. No. Sorry, I met your wife. I don't want to go into that kind of crazy.
No, wives are crazy. I know because I'm a wife and I am crazy. I'm gonna tell you right now. I did. We are so off topic here a little bit, but that's okay because I almost kicked a woman in her teeth because she was flirting with my husband in front of me.
Oh my goodness.
We were sitting kind of back to back, and because we were at a bar and I was with my friends and he was with his friends, so we were sitting back to back, and I heard just sort of like it drifted into my ear. I heard, and I turn around and there's this girl doing the, giggle flip move, and then she put her hand on my husband's hand. Yeah. So I elbowed him on the other side, and he leaned back to me, and I leaned back to him, and so his mouth was here, and my mouth was on his ear, and we were talking to each other conspiratorially, and I said, who is that? Because if she doesn't step off soon, I'm going to kick her in her teeth. And he told me not to worry about her because she was just being stupid. He was actually taking his wedding ring and clinking it against the martini glass so that she would notice he was married, and she would whoosh, clueless. And when we leaned back up, I heard, who's that? And my husband say, well, that's my wife and her friends. And within 10 seconds, she was gone.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I kind of have one better than that, and it's not somebody hitting on, like, my friend's husband or whatever. Because I don't have a husband, so I don't have that. When my friend got married, we had the drinking part of the reception at a club, and her husband went. He went in his tuxedo. She went in her wedding dress. And I looked at it, I kind of laughed. I said, I still bet you will get picked up tonight. She's like, no, I'm in a wedding dress. I'm 4 months pregnant. Nobody's going to pick me up. Half hour into her reception, some dude was totally hitting on her. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, that's her husband in the tux busting a move on a dance floor. Seriously.
Oh my goodness. People are just stupid. I've just determined this.
Right.
I mean, this whole rape culture is everywhere. For crying out loud, they say Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Not the 1920s French black and white version. No, the Disney animated version. With the dancing, singing silverware? Yeah, so apparently, hold on, I gotta pull it up because I've got to make sure that I say exactly what they say because it's ridiculous. It by far is like the most ridiculous thing in the world. But the cursed prince imprisons Belle inside of the castle, effectively centering the plot of the movie around her Stockholm syndrome as she develops feelings for the beast. Really? Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, Beauty and the Beast, favorite Disney movie for me. Love it. Saw it 17 times when it came out in the theaters. No lie. I have owned about 10 copies of it between VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, and Blu-ray. I have seen the stage production twice, And I could recite the movie backwards and forwards. It is by far my favorite movie. And what they missed in that article, just tiny thing that they missed about that whole scenario, is that the Beast consistently refers to Belle as his guest. He allows her free reign of the entire castle except the West Wing, because that's where the enchanted rose is, and he didn't want it to die. And he gives her a library. He finds out what she really, really loves, and he gives it to her. She runs away. She ran away, and he was just like, oh, she ran away. But then she was being attacked by wolves, so he went and helped her. And that's why she developed feelings with him, is because he rescued her from certain death. And that's the true story of Beauty and the Beast. There is no Stockholm Syndrome.
Now, see, I thought she fell in love with him because of the library. Though I don't read books as much as Belle did. I don't read his books as much as my friends do, because, oh my goodness, they go through books. I buy a lot of books, as I'm like looking at all the books I bought and have yet to read. I never sit down and read them. One day I will, and I can't wait. But if, like, for somebody who loves that kind of, I'm like, he gave you a library, and it looked like there was at least 500,000 books in there. At least, you know, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but it was huge. It was like that one. The only library I've seen bigger than that one was that library that was in Doctor Who.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. It was a big library that it gave her. And, you know, if he had taken Cogsworth's advice, of course there's always the usual: flowers, chocolates, promises you don't intend to keep. He wouldn't have gotten anywhere with Belle. Belle would have been like, see ya, because she's a strong woman. She was like, no. The reason she ended up in the Beast's castle was she was saving her father. She sacrificed herself to save her father. The Beast didn't capture her. She went willingly, so that her father would be free. So there is no Stockholm Syndrome here. None. That really bothers me. The Beast never controls, and he lets her go, I might add. When the father is sick, he's like, then you must go to him. And he lets her go, knowing that he was going to probably end up staying a beast for the rest of his life because he couldn't make her fall in love with him. So he lets her go because he loves her.
I now have a newfound, respect for Beauty and the Beast. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it. I just thought it was a cute little animated movie with a lot of songs that I had to memorize for choir. I didn't take a lot out of it, sorry.
It was, full confession here is that Beauty and the Beast was always my favorite fairy tale. I just really loved the concept of that it's the inner person, it's who you are, not what you look like, that is really important. And so the French version, if you ever get the chance to watch it, I came out in, like, I said 1920s. I want to say maybe early 1940s it actually came out. It's black and white, and it's gorgeous. It does a really good job of telling the actual tale of Beauty and the Beast, because the tale, she has sisters, and it's a whole big long thing. Anyway, but it's beautiful, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous movie to watch. And so that was always one of my favorites. And then when I found out Disney was doing Beauty and the Beast, I was at first really upset because I thought they were going to ruin it. But it's absolutely my favorite. I just love it. And they portrayed it really well. They Disney-fied it, but they portrayed it very, very well. And to say that it's some sort of men oppressing women Gaston is the character you should talk to that oppresses women. I mean, for crying out loud, he does an entire song about how he's so manly and wonderful, and he eats eggs for breakfast, and he's insane. And he just sets up a whole wedding for Belle and had never asked her, and he goes, I guess I should go in there and propose to the bride. Shut up. They picked the wrong person to be mad at in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so steer away from Beauty and the Beast for you. I know
I could write a thesis on.
You could. I know you don't have a Tumblr account.
I do not. No.
I do. Oh, happy day. Oh. If you want to find out what they call millennials, what the young folks are talking about.
Oh.
Lord. Oh.
What's the topic du jour?
Well, one of the things that they love to bring up is this rape culture, which I never really heard about rape culture outside of maybe frat houses, because it's, I don't know how true it is, because I've never been to a frat party, don't ever plan on it because now I'm too old, that if a chick goes to a frat party and gets drunk, there's a good possibility she's going to wake up in the morning without her clothes, at least. She might be wearing their clothes, in a bed that she doesn't know, possibly laying by some guy she never met, and they had sex the night before. And not saying that's good or bad. It's bad. Just flat out. It's bad. Seriously. If that's the only way you can get a chick to sleep with you, is she's so drunk that she doesn't remember her own name, let alone where she is, and that kind of stuff. Don't have sex with her. Duh.
Oh,
and plus, in life, learn how to get her chick. But they've taken rape culture to a whole new extreme. There's two of my favorite things that I've heard. One is switch rape, and the other one is eye rape. I don't know if you've heard of either one of these terms.
Okay, I've heard of switch rape, which personally is just laughable. Eye rape. This is new. Help me.
Okay. So we'll start off.
Wait. Was it done by Apple? Did Apple put out eye rape?
Oh my! Could you imagine if they did? Oh my goodness.
I'm just checking because we have iPhone, iPad. Now we have eye rape.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a different kind of eye. Eye rape is when a guy is looking at a girl, where they kind of ogle her, sitting there going, oh, she's so pretty, oh, could you imagine what she looks like without the clothes? What guys do,
right.
That's now considered eye rape. Quit looking at me, you're raping me with your eyes. Stop it.
Okay, people, okay, do you see this? Do you see what's going on here? I told you it's not for my husband, right? Because he's not even home, he's not going to be home, he's not even going to see this. I will probably send him pictures, but this is so that I can get somebody to ogle at me and buy me a drink, because girlfriend is poor. Okay? All right, so, so eye rape me all you want. Now, when you go beyond the eye raping, we may have to have a talk. But you want to look at me? I don't really care. I can't stop you. It's a free country.
Well, it's a semi-free country. We'll tackle that in another episode. So yeah, that's eye rape. Apparently, guys can't look at girls more. This is bad. The other one is switch rape. This one is kind of my favorite. Apparently, one girl was having sex with this guy. I don't know how well they knew each other, because from the story, the way she paints herself, she just sounds like a very giving type of individual. Well, while they were engaging in sex, he decides to flip her over and do her doggy style. And she got upset because he didn't ask first. And she didn't want to upset him, so she didn't say anything. But then after it's done, goes on the interwebs and accuses him of doing switch rape and starting a whole new phenomenon.
Okay.
I love your expression right now. It's beautiful.
I am. I'm so distraught by this because, okay, rape, my understanding of rape, actual true rape, is unwanted, already known to have said no, fighting off sexual advances, and those transpire into actual penetration. That's my definition of rape.
I think that's a legal definition of rape.
Okay. So I have trouble with somebody who gives an okay, engages in a particular behavior, but because the positioning changes, suddenly that is now rape. No, sweetheart. That is called, I didn't want to do it doggy style, but alright, because he wants to, I will this one time. It's not rape. It's not an unwanted sexual advance. Now, I will say that if you're engaged with a partner, that you should probably talk about parameters and things that are okay and things that are not okay, and things that you like to engage in, things that you don't like to engage in, and have that discussion before you undress and engage in anything. She apparently did not have that conversation. So now she's under the impression that she was raped. She's an idiot.
Yeah. I have my own theory on this. Not on the whole switch rape thing, but why he switched positions. Probably got sick of looking at her face and couldn't get off. So he's like, well, maybe if I flip her around, I can still get the sensation without looking at her ugly mug, and we can finish this exchange a whole lot quicker. That's my theory, and I'm gonna stick to it, because I forgot what she looked like. Don't care what she looked like, but if she seems like she's a very ugly person on the inside, at least.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe he's gay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Whatever. Regardless, sweetie pie, you weren't raped.
No.
You were. If you didn't want to engage in that position, you would have not engaged in it. Because honestly, speaking from experience, it is not an easy thing to transition from one to the other. That takes some skill and effort on both parts. So you willingly went ahead and did that. Pretty sure he didn't have to fight you the whole time.
Right.
Same.
Right. The thing that upsets me about that is, because I've known females that have been raped. I know some guys that have been raped. And when you say stuff like that, it cheapens what they went through.
Mm-hmm.
Rape is one of those things, they took a part of you. You can never get back. That sense of security is gone. You can go the rest of your life and you may seem well adjusted, but inside there's always that little thing of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they took that security away from you. And for when people say this kind of insert word here, it upsets me so much, because I really don't see myself as a violent person. I have violent thoughts, but I don't carry them out. But when I hear stuff like that, it really does make me want to punch people in the throat. You know, just so they get a little thought lesson, going, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, maybe that kind of a comment was dumb. I won't do that again. You know, type of, it's,
I know. The stupid, it burns.
Yes.
It burns.
Oh,
It burns.
so much. It burns worse than the STDs that most of these women carry.
That's so wrong, and you know it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's okay. That's why I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all good. I'm the Pope. I'll forgive myself later.
Yeah, well, that seems reasonable. I think that works. Yeah, I don't know. This whole rape culture thing, just I don't understand it. Why do you hate men? Wominists, why do you hate men? Okay, wominists, do me a favor. If you're watching this, which you're probably not because we're too pretty and you're probably jealous of us. But what I would like to say is there's a movie. It is called PCU. They talk about wominists. You should watch that movie because at the end there's a really important lesson for wominists to learn.
Oh, there is.
That's their homework. They have to go see that.
Oh, I mean, I love watching that movie every time it comes on cable. I don't even care if there's only like a half hour left. I will watch that movie. The stuff that they bring up, it's so true. And because they put it in such a joking way, it makes it easier to digest. But
yes.
You sit there and you watch it, it's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, how can these people stand themselves? It's like, oh, I couldn't imagine being that angry all the time. Maybe it's because I like having a soul. I don't know, but to be that angry all the time, I think that, wouldn't that just like eat away at you or something?
It takes too much energy to be that angry with half the population. I just, it's exhausting. I don't have time to be upset with half the population. I already am upset with half the population, so.
Well, right, but for different reasons, though. I mean, growing up, my idea of feminism was that I was, in the eyes of the law, in the eyes of my employer, I am seen as equal. If I have enough strength to do construction work, then they should hire me as a construction worker, not just, downplay me because I'm a female. If I have the smarts enough to become a VP or a CEO of a company, then I should be given that, I can't think of the word right now. I just had a massive brain fart. Sometimes I just hate being a female. It's my small female brain.
Our tiny little brains can only hold so many words.
And plus shoes. But I should be able to give the chance to prove myself, and that's what when I was young and growing up. Because that's what feminism really was when it started. Was women were to be seen equal in separate but equal, because there's no way that we're ever going to be equal. There's too many differences. And one of my favorite lines by Marilyn Monroe, or is attributed to her, is, women who want to be equal to men aim low. Which is,
I like that.
Yeah, so do I. Not that men are scum and they're worse than us. It's just there's differences, because a lot of the cultures that when I was growing up, women weren't looked down on. They were actually kind of praised because they were women. They carry life. Only they can make babies. They have that, for 9 months, they're an incubator, and they grow a life inside them. And while they're doing that, they can still cook, they can still clean, take care of the rest of the kids, go out in the yard, do the chore, do everything that they did before while having this thing grow inside them. And so a lot of men revered them and, protected them. And that's what I've loved is guys protect women. That's one of the things I love about being a chick is I have a chance to be saved by a guy. I don't have to try to save myself, I can if I want to, but there's a chance that a guy might lay down his life for me or at least get bruised, As stupid as that sounds, it's kind of like in a really weird way, kind of romantic.
Yes. I like being protected. I like that my husband protects me. We're equal partners in that we each have our own jobs and we each do our own thing, but that doesn't mean that we do the same.
Right.
At the same time, in the same capacity. I don't want to be the same as my husband, and he most certainly does not want to be the same as me. And that's not a knock on either one of us. It's just that we're really good at what we do in being a woman and a man. This whole notion of equal pay bothers me greatly in that as a mom, when I worked, even when my husband and I both worked, I was the one that missed work when the kids were sick. I was the one that came in late. I was the one that worked my schedule around their school schedule, not him. He took whatever schedule he could find and he ran with it. I was the one that made those sacrifices. And you're telling me that because I took the extra time off of work and I worked less hours and I worked weirder hours, that I should be paid the same as my husband? No. No. I actually worked less. Pay me less. Like, I shouldn't be paid the same. I should be paid equivalent to what I bring to the job. And
right.
Whatever I get paid should be fair to me and fair to the employer. I don't care about anybody else. The only time I ever fought for higher pay at any job, and I mean fought, was when I worked at a supervisory line at a call center, and we found out that the newbies being hired in that had not even been there a day we were making 11.40 an hour roughly, and the newbies coming in were making $15.25 an hour. Oh, hell to the no. As Dana Lash would say, oh, hell no. So we pretty much got up, walked off the job, and said, until you pay us, we're not coming back. Well, they were SOL, and so then they said, sure. And they back paid us, too.
Hey, nice.
So, and that's the only time that I've really, really fought, because in that instance, it truly wasn't correct.
Right.
Paid our dues. We had been there. We had been doing the job. And some new person comes waltzing in and gets paid $4 more an hour than me? No. Unless you have a better job than me. If you have a bit like higher, if you're my supervisor, then yeah, sure, okay. But no, the same level.
No.
Not gonna fly.
No, I'm with you on that one. No, because I always, every job I've had, not that we always talked about what we made, because that was something my parents taught me never to do, is discuss your salary with your coworkers. When I worked in retail, a few of the places did what they called merit-based raises. If you did good, you got like 25 cents an hour raise. If you didn't do as well, you got maybe a nickel or a dime an hour, raise. Which, all right, I'm fine with that. In that instance, yeah. But to start off at, yeah, I'm completely okay that we all start off at that, the base minimum, and we work our way up from there in the merit pay range. You know what I mean?
I do. And I'm going to let you wax rhapsodic for a minute. I'm so sorry, but with live recording, it's always fun. I have somebody at my door. Give me 2 seconds.
I'll keep it on me so people don't have to watch you walk away. Um, I'll try to find something to talk about. It's really hard because, you know, I'm a chick and shoes and pretty dresses and yeah. Um, but also on Tumblr, um, the feminists on there constantly are, not only are they bashing men because all men are evil, but they bash women who don't agree with their ideology. They feminists only stand up for other feminists, which to me kind of defeats the whole purpose. I always thought feminists were there to empower other women. That was what the whole movement was supposed to be about. And we're not empowering each other anymore. We're knocking each other down. We're dragging each other through the dirt. We're being absolutely horrible to each other. We're acting like we're back in high school, fighting over the same guy, and tearing each other's hair out, tearing each other, might rip off each other's clothes, not in the way that guys might like it, but it happens. And I just completely just find that wrong. As soon as Buffy comes back, I will so talk about one of my favorite people fighting against it on Twitter because I love this girl.
I'm back.
There you are.
And I just got told that I'm gorgeous. So I'm.
You are.
Thank you.
Thank you. I brought up how feminists on Tumblr only stand up for other feminists. Oh. And any woman that goes against them, they kind of like knock down. And we see a little bit on Twitter also. And one of my favorite people that go against them is Princess Chelsea. I don't know how well you know her. Do you know Princess Chelsea?
I know a Chelsea. I think it's the same person.
I forgot how to say her last name.
Does it start with a G?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her. Yes, she's awesome. Freaking love her.
God. I know, right? She is like one of my favorite people to watch hammer some of these women, some of these, I'll use the Rush Limbaugh term, these feminazis coming out and tearing down other women because some women choose to do what you're doing and be a stay-at-home mom and, do that instead of, oh no, we need to go out and show that we can do all the, X, Y, and Z. We don't need a man in our lives, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, no, not every woman feels that way, and we're supposed to empower each other. You know what I mean?
Right. I always understood feminism as making choices. And my choice was originally to be executive producer of a news show, but then I met my husband, and I'm not saying that he crushed my dreams, but I ended up having different dreams then.
Right.
I didn't want kids until I met my husband. And then when I met him, it was like, ooh, babies. Let's have babies. Lots and lots of babies. Please, let's have babies. and we did. And I worked up until a few years ago, but the effort it took for me to go to work was not worth the paycheck that was coming home. And so I took control of the budget, and I figured out what we could and could not do, and I quit. I up and quit my job, and I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since, and that was a choice that I made. I didn't have to. No one made me. I could have kept working. That wasn't a problem. I didn't want to. My husband didn't care. Work, don't work, I don't care. Whatever makes you happy. So if you want to tell me that my husband is repressing me because he's making me stay at home and have all these babies, that's just ridiculousness, because that wasn't him telling me to do that. It was a change in my heart and my attitude and my desires. So, I stick my tongue out at you feminazi wominists. Y'all don't know what you're missing. The love of a man is a very powerful thing. And I weep for you that you don't want to have that.
We only have like 10 minutes left, but I want to bring up one last thing that I just find hilariously funny. And it goes back to the whole rape culture thing.
Ooh.
Because, good Lord, here's the thing. We all know rape is bad, okay?
Okay.
But there are women out there that actually preach and believe that PIV sex is rape. So, did you know your husband is raping you on a fairly regular basis?
No. I was unaware of that. I'm pretty sure he's unaware of that, too. I'm sorry. How is that rape? Please to explain, because I'm confused.
Okay, from what I can figure out, because I have this thing called common sense most of the time, so I can't really wrap my head around this, but apparently, how did they word this? Because no woman really wants it, so, and guys kind of coerce you into it, so it's technically rape, from how I can understand it. I try to go away from those things on the Tumblr post, and when I see it come up in the Twitter feeds, I try to ignore it. I try not to engage in that kind of crazy, because there's one thing I've learned in life. There's playful crazy, and then there's just, oh my goodness, what sweet circle of hell is this crazy?
How is that right? What women don't want that? No, I don't even know. I can't even know. So, what sex isn't rape? I guess that's the bigger question.
Okay, from what I can understand, oral is okay.
How is that not rape? But oh my goodness, I can't even. You know, we need another hour, because oh my word, oh wow, I can't. Okay, go on. So oral is okay.
Yeah, because
standard, beautiful, lovemaking is horrid.
And
okay, go
on. Let's see if I can get the correct term for this, because if I don't, please correct me in a private message, because it's not my lingo. I guess it's called scissoring. Whatever lesbians do is okay. I
figured it out.
Okay.
I got it. I understand now. I'm with it.
Enlighten me.
All gay sex, okay. All heterosex, bad, evil, rape.
Oh, that's gonna suck for me.
And for me.
So basically, if you're a heterosexual, all your sex is just bad. But if you're gay, you have a gay old time with it, I guess.
I guess. I mean, because that sounds like lesbians, okay. Now, we haven't discussed gay men, though, so maybe that's not okay. So maybe only lesbians are okay.
Well, it is mainly the females that have said all PIV sex is rape. So it could be. And they hate all males, and I don't know what they think of of gay men. I know some gay men that act more female than females, and I know some gay men that are way butcher than most of the guys that I grew up with, and I grew up with rednecks. So Maybe if they're effeminate, they're okay with it. Like you have two effeminate guys together, they're okay with that sex. But if you have like a bear with an effeminate, then that's bad because the bear is oppressing him.
So any no, that doesn't work. I'm so at a loss. I just don't understand why do you hate men? Feminists, why? Men are nice and they're strong and they're sweet and they're loving and they're caring and they wrap their arms around you and they'll stand behind you and they'll hold your waist and then they kiss your neck and it's so nice and then they carry heavy things for you and they put together furniture for you and they open doors and drive for you. And if you ask them to bring you something, they do. And if you're super nice to them, they'll do stuff without you asking. And they kiss so nicely, and they pay for things. I don't understand. Why don't you like men? Men are amazing.
Yeah, I don't understand it myself because, like you said, guys do things for us, and sometimes they do it without asking. I have found I had to explain this to a woman that I work with because since I can't say his last name anyways because it's Eastern European and I can't get it. I have a job setter at work. His name is Al, and she'll yell his name, Al. Al, and she can't figure out why he doesn't respond. But I'll sit there going, Al, Al, and he'll come right over and help me out. And she gets upset. I'm sitting there going, because you're barking at him like he's like your child that just did something wrong or a dog that just crapped over your carpet. And I'm talking to him like he's a guy. I'm stroking his ego a little bit, reminding him that I'm a lady and I need help.
Yes, ladies need help. It is not a sign of weakness to ask for help or to even say I'm having trouble with this. I do it all the time. There is a reason that in my house we only have Apple computers because I cannot figure out Microsoft computers to save my life. I truly cannot. And even with the Apple computers, I'm constantly, babe, how do I find, or how do I do? And he shows me how. I mean, I would probably figure it out on my own, but I would probably be, like, cursing and throwing things by the time I figure it out. But it's nicer to know that I can just say, hey, hun, can you help me? And then he does. Why don't you want that, feminists? Why don't you?
Here's the thing. What I can figure out is a lot of these wominists, for some odd reason, have this whole hatred for basically everything in the world, and it just comes out as a hatred for men. And that's the only way I can explain some of their actions and their words that they, what they say and do. Because if you truly love other people, you wouldn't say stuff like that, and you wouldn't, launch campaigns, saying these horrible, rotten things about half of the population, Not saying that I love every guy that's ever on this planet, because Lord knows some of them are duh. But on the other hand, there's women out there that have a whole level of turpitude that I can't even fathom, and I don't want to be around. So, but I don't hate them. I would never launch a campaign against them. I wouldn't go, on Tumblr and make that my whole feed is how much I hate such and such a group. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I'm not that I look hippie-ish, but I am one of those love everybody type people.
Well, and I think for the most part, people are. Most people like people. Unless you're my husband, and then you hate people. So, but he has good reason to hate people. So, the nature of his job.
Understandable.
Criminals are icky. But I don't understand why so many people hate other people. It doesn't make any sense. And why would you hate men? I don't understand it. And it goes both ways, because I don't understand why people hate women either. I don't understand that. Women are amazing. We have boobs, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. We have boobs, and that's really all you need to know.
I had to share with you this nice little story. A couple weeks ago, in one of the radio chat rooms I was in, they were discussing something that was, it was Robin Williams' death. They were discussing it, and everybody was getting so like sad and down in the chat room. And it usually isn't like the nature of the show. They try to, try to keep it upbeat and insert funny line here's type of stuff. But that day it was just like everything was just being so dry. Like I told them in the chat room, I'm like, okay, y'all are starting to depress me now. Like I was feeling fine coming into the show. Now I want to stick a gun in my mouth and shoot me because, oh my goodness, you guys, there's like no hope. That's what that's what it felt like. So I'm like, screw it. I know one thing that could change the whole chat room around, and all I did is enter the word boobs. Oh my goodness. The host kept on going where they were going because it's what they needed for the show.
Right.
But everybody in the chat room was like, men and women, and straight women too. Because boobs are just, they're nurturing. Because, that's what babies feed on. And it's like it's a nurturing aspect. I know every gay man I've met, even if they're going, boobs are awesome. They are.
They're amazing.
They are. They're wonderful, unless you're on the bigger side and you're going downstairs and you're not wearing your bra. Then they're not as cool during those times.
No.
But the rest of the time, awesome.
They get me free drinks.
Oh, right.
So, there's that. They're on my free drink good fun time things. But I would like to invite the wominists to watch PCU. As I said before, I really think that you could get a lot out of it. It's humorous, and if you can laugh at yourself, which you probably can't because you're a womanist, it's funny. Haha, funny. They make fun of everyone. By the way, just so you know, there's a reason why it's called PCU. I would also like to invite them to put on a dress and pretty shoes.
Oh, heels if you can get them. If you can walk in heels.
Changes everything. I would also recommend a bra and
push-up bra.
A push-up bra and makeup. Give it a whirl. Makeup is your friend. It is not your enemy.
Right.
And then put those all together and walk outside. You might find that people treat you nicer. Just saying. That's my 2 cents. That's it. That's my advice.
I don't think I can top that. I think that's how we're going to end the show right now is put some makeup on. You don't need to put on a lot of makeup either. Here's the things, ladies. You only need basically 3 makeup things. Red lipstick. There will be a shade out there that every woman can rock some shade of red. You just got to find the right shade of red. Put some red lipstick on, eyeliner, mascara. Put it on like Miss Muffy said, find a nice dress to put on. If you can't wear heels because you can't walk in them, find a nice pair of ballet flats. Go outside. Oh my goodness, you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Because you just have that womanly glow about you, and people will be like, oh my goodness. And they will be nicer to you. Mythbusters did a whole thing on it, on how people kind of perceive you how you dress. And
Everybody perceives you by how you dress, and there's a reason why the show What Not to Wear was on the air for so long.
oh, I miss that show. Oh,
Clinton and Stacey. Oh.
I want those two in my life so bad. I mean, there's some things I could use some help on, but I have learned just by watching the show what to work on. But how great would it to be $5,000 to spend on a wardrobe with those two coaching you? Oh my goodness!
In New York.
Exactly.
Oh my lord. Anyway, all right. Let's wrap this up. All right. First things first. The rape culture isn't real. Get over yourselves. There's no such thing as switch rape, and eye rape is okay by me. Go for it. Now, if you have problems with what I've just said, please find me on the Twitter sphere at InDepthGirlism. If you know my real name, which if you follow who links this around, you should be able to find me on Facebook, because I hide so well. Find me on Facebook. Tell me what you think. It's fine. And you can also find me at Elementary Politics. Leave a comment or four, whatever.
Yeah. I just have to agree with everything Miss Muffy said. If you disagree with anything I've ever said, please write to me on Twitter. I will respond. I have no problem. And I'm usually civil. That's one of the things I have been complimented on. I'm usually civil. I'll gladly hear your case. I will probably still tell you that you're wrong. But I'll hear it out. I'll give you, at least 5 minutes of my day. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me how you think we're wrong by how we feel. Because I believe that what womanists perceive as rape culture does not exist. Shut up. Rape is bad. Don't cheapen it by how you want to use it for your ideology. Stop. Like I said, I've known people in my life that have been raped, and it's horrible, and it stays with them for the rest of their lives, and I don't wish it on anybody. I rather wish like an illness on some of these people than a rape, because it is that bad. It stays in your mind forever. It never goes away. And I will tell you, if you come at me with the whole rape culture thing, I will come right back at you and tell you that you are selfish and you need professional mental help. That's all I can wish on you, is you need to seek professional help, because how dare you compare those two things? How dare you? But we are out of time, and I'd rather leave on a happy note. So, as I look great with my, pompadour going on.
Love it.
And Miss Muffy looks beautiful tonight. She looks absolutely gorgeous. We're just going to say goodbye and have fun shoe shopping, ladies.
Indeed. Mwah!